Now, how long do you think some food sit on shelves in an African store before you buy them? Let's watch this short video that I saw online.
I'm seeing here this one and those ones there, they're the same, right?
No, those ones they have a little loading and there's cutting the price.
Why? When it costs more, then you should throw it away.
Yeah, but the customer that can buy it like that.
That's against the law. It's not
Okay.
good for health.
But
Anybody can call the police for you for
it's
that.
okay, but we have the right to sell it.
You don't have the right.
Okay, if you know you're right, I'm not.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yes,
It has
but,
no
the
more.
law
Come
tells
and
me-
see.
The
Look
law
at it.
said- I know. I put it there.
Which law says you should sell something that is not
I
right?
put it there. I put it there. I do the same thing.
Which law? Come and see.
Okay,
Look at all of them. And they are the same, and you're telling
And again, this is what I've been talking about. Check your labels, always check your labels. I say this so many times, right? Check the label of what you're buying. Now, imagine if she had not checked the label, she would have eaten food that expired more than 12 to 18 months ago. It's very sad. Now, I'm sure we all can guess the effect of eating expired food, especially if those foods were eaten by children. Now, do you now see why I say never buy repacked food that does not show key things on the label, such as the expiry date? Again, I'll talk more about repackaged food, which has become the norm in most African stores. I talked to one store owner who says they have some food products that have been on their shelves for over 3 years. They have some in their store for over 3 years. Their premise is that they don't spoil. So even if they don't spoil, will they be fresh, as always? Now, after 3 years of having a product inside, maybe at times bright light or heat in their warehouse, don't you think that some of the microplastic from the cheap packaging would have seeped into this food? Sure, it will. Now, if a store owner can say that up to 3 years, be sure they may even have some even longer. You see, that long wait affects the taste, the nutrition, the aroma, the safety. Let's look at a few reasons why some foods can stay so long on the shelves of some African stores. Now, again, be sure to watch this video till the end, as I will give you some tips on how to spot these things and protect yourself. Now, the first reason is obviously slow sales. This happens because some African stores import in bulk via sea to save on shipping. And if they have a small customer base, then a lot of these foods will be in their inventory for months. And I can tell you that some will reorder when their inventory is low and when not the items have expired. So they can be there for a long time, only ordering when they need more items. Things will be on the shelf for very long. Now, the second reason is the long supply chain timeline for food coming from Africa. So before the food reaches the shelf, a lot of time may have passed, through harvesting, through delays in sun drying. Many are even stored locally in Africa in warehouses or farms without adequate climate control before they are bought. Then you have the delays for export, which can take 2 to 4 months if they are shipping it via sea. Now, if customs hold the product, that's more delay. Then they are stored in distributor warehouses before a retail store buys it. Stores will now put it in their own storage and then move them to the retail shelves, where they may stay weeks or months before you buy them. So again, by the time you see it, the food may already be 9 to 24 months old before it even gets to you. Now, things like spices, nuts, ground products, oil may stay for months or years, even when they are not spoiled, but their aroma and their taste will fade gradually. The flavor will become flat, the color may change, it may become dull or even turn funny colors. That's one key thing that we need to know when we're buying these things. Now, if these products were not well dried initially, mold may start to gradually develop inside. And obviously, with this, the nutrients in this food will die quietly with time. Some foods like flours and grains, when stored for so long, will have their packs develop weakness, where bugs can even creep in. Things like oil, palm oil, they will begin to oxidize, due to being exposed to light and heat. Microplastic particles begin to seep into these products because of the cheap, low-quality plastic packaging that we see being used most of the time. And that's why we see many people now turning to AfricanNatural.com to place custom orders and to have their foods delivered in less than a week. And it's very simple. right? You go there, you tell us what you need. We go to these verified stores back in Nigeria and we order it. So apart from that, how do you protect yourself, from, buying long things here? Now, the first thing is to put on your detective hat and always check the labels for the expiry or manufacturer date. Be a detective anytime you go to any African store. Read the labels. Now, just like you saw in that video, imagine if those were repackaged products. And I'm sure you see these all the time, where an African store will buy in large quantities and then repack into smaller packs and then put their names on it. Now, if that had been done for this product, then obviously you won't even see the expiry date. And that's why I say this all the time. So again, the good thing that saved that lady was that they did not repackage into their own packs. So she could see the expiry date, because again, most of these stores, when they repackage, they never put the expiry date. So again, never buy repackaged product that does not have the original manufacturer labels with tamper-proof seals. You see, many African products are repacked and relabeled when they get to the store. And most of these stores will reset the expiry date after repackaging. A spice packed in 2021 can be repacked in 2024 and still look new, with the new expiry date now set as starting from 2024. Now, even if the label checks out and you buy the product, still do a small sample check when you get home. If the sample tastes funny, drop it. And if it's really bad, return it to the store. Another tip is for items that you eat ground, things like egusi or ogbono. Instead of buying the ground items, buy the whole seed and then grind it yourself. So again, this will help to minimize the effect of any remixing or repackaging that had happened. Now, I'm going to make a video shortly to show you what you must do to quickly get a refund if you buy bad or expired products from any African store, because I've seen a lot of messages. People say, oh, I bought this bad, they didn't want to refund my price. I'll talk about that. So in summary, to protect yourself from expired products or products that have been on the shelf for a very long time, number one, buy from high turnover and busy stores. Forget all those stores that are by the corner that are not marketing or anything. Now, choose whole products over ground products and then grind it yourself. Again, ask questions. Some store attendees may be truthful to you and tell you about those products. And most importantly, check the labels and never buy store rebranded products with no labels. Okay, so I'll stop there. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like, share, and subscribe so that you will always be notified when I talk about more ways to protect yourself from buying bad food in some of these funny African stores. Take care.